Hi everyone, my name is Roseanne. Thank you for taking the time to view my introductory video. I'll start with my family. I moved out to Arizona from Michigan in 2011. Shortly after I met my husband, he moved here from Mexico and we met each other playing soccer, actually. And we have two daughters, Sophia, who is 5 years old and started kindergarten in the midst of a pandemic, and Ava, who recently turned 2. We like exploring the outdoors, traveling to local areas within Arizona, exploring parts of Mexico since we're really close to the Mexican border, as well as California. We do visit the ocean often as we can, and love spending our time there. I have a bachelor's of science degree in elementary education from St. Joseph's College in Indiana. During my undergraduate time, I also minored in special education. I have a master's degree from Arizona State University in curriculum and instruction with a focus on applied behavior analysis. And I'm currently pursuing a master's in education degree from Fort Hays State University in building administration. I look at my top 3 personal goals for the next 3 to 5 years. The first one would be a very short term goal. Within the next year, I would like to obtain my realtor license for the state of Arizona. My husband is a superintendent for a private construction company. And so we would like to explore our hobbies of decorating and building, maybe start flipping houses. And so a realtor's license would help us pursue that dream, if you will. And Arizona is booming incredibly right now. And so I think if I have some time to invest in a second career in real estate, I think that would be a very beneficial move for my family and I. Secondly, my husband and I are working extremely hard to be debt free in the next 2 to 3 years. A few years back, when we were consolidating various loans, a car loan and a student loan, I realized how ridiculous student loans actually are and how much of a hindrance they are. And my husband and I looked at each other and we kind of made a pledge to one another that our daughters would not have that burden. And so it is our dream that if they do decide to take that step in education after high school, and pursue a degree, that we would be able to help them out, because I do not want them to have that burden and start their adulthood with as much debt as I did. And lastly, the next 5 years, I would like to travel to Europe with my parents and my family. As I said, we love to travel, and so that is our first big trip that we would like to take. Professionally, my first goal would be to accept a true assistant principal position. I have been the dean of students at the elementary school I work at for 3 years now. The 2021-22 school year will be my 4th year in this position, and I'm simply titled dean of students because I'm lacking the administrative certification for the state of Arizona. But I do have the same responsibilities, so this would be the next logical step in my career. After that, within the next 4 years, I would like to accept a principalship, ideally at a Title I school within my district now. If not, I could look at neighboring schools. I know age isn't everything, but 35 is a goal of mine, to be a principal at a school. And lastly, I would like to be a successful principal for the remainder of my tenure in public education. Towards the end of my career, I would consider moving to the district level, ideally the director of special ed. But if I can find a school where needs me and I need them, and we can grow a successful community of learners, I think that is some place that I would love to finish my career. I am determined to lead a Title I school and improve their state grade within 3 years. COVID has highlighted the importance of school, especially in a low socioeconomic, diverse community such as the one that I work in now. They rely on us for so much more than simply a safe haven during the day. Their basic needs are met at school. They rely on meals from school. They rely on nurturing and love from school. The programs that our district offers and supplies that we can give them, it just schools are so much to the community, I know throughout the country, but especially in communities like the one I work at. And so I currently work in a low performing school. And as I said, it's about 45 minutes south from where I live. I live in a suburb of Phoenix. And so it is a different makeup. But they rely on us so much. And I would love to continue my career in a Title I school. Why Fort Hays State University? I initially heard of Fort Hays from a colleague. He was discussing the reasonable program cost. He was looking into a different program to obtain a master's degree, but he mentioned how reasonable the programs were. And so I have a master's degree already, so it wasn't necessarily a necessity in a sense of pay scale and growth in degrees. But when I accepted this Dean of Students position, I have grown so much as a professional and as a person that my heart was telling me that I had to pursue administration. But in order to do that, I needed the degree and the knowledge for me to get my certification here in the state of Arizona for administration. And so I needed another degree. And so I started looking into Fort Hays. It seemed to have extremely high expectations, which sang to me, as well as the philosophies that I read and the layout of the program. It was definitely something that I could do in a reasonable amount of money and time. I started this program January of last year, and I am hoping to finish it the summer of 2021. So, a year and a half, I have been able to complete this program. And so, that is what initially drew me to Fort Hays. As I started this program, my initial thoughts were very high expectations. Everyone was extremely personable and professional, ranging from my enrollment process to signing up for classes to actually taking the classes. Everyone was extremely knowledgeable. I appreciate the emphasis on the importance of application of what we are learning. Many times throughout these courses, we had to reflect, we had to apply, we had to collaborate, and that is extremely important to me, as that is a huge piece of my educational philosophy as well. And lastly, the community of learners. This was established from the get go. I immediately felt this, and this is something that I want to bring to the schools that I work at. In addition to the course materials, I've learned the importance of self reflection and how critical both personal and professional development is to our profession. I think reflection and development were two themes that I have found throughout this program that are extremely important. And our staff and our students need these two pieces as well. And so I have learned that throughout this program. I'm so eager to be nearing the end of my program and apply what I have learned to further my career. And I can't thank my colleagues and my fellow peers and the staff at Fort Hays State enough for this opportunity and time. Thank you again.